When we walk through a forest or a garden, it might seem as though we are surrounded by silence and stillness. The trees stand tall, the flowers bloom quietly, and the grass grows without making a sound that our ears can detect. We often think of plants as simple, unmoving things, unable to see, hear, or feel the world around them in the way that animals do. But the truth is far more extraordinary. Nature is full of secrets, and one of its most fascinating revelations is that plants are incredibly aware of their surroundings. They are constantly interacting with their environment in ways we are only just beginning to understand, using senses that are quite different from our own. For a very long time, we believed that plants were deaf to the world. They have no ears, after all. How could they possibly hear the rustle of the wind or the buzz of an insect? But scientific discoveries are painting a new and remarkable picture. Plants can, in fact, perceive vibrations and sounds, and they can react to them in very specific ways. This isn't magic. It's a brilliant form of survival that has been perfected over millions of years. It's a hidden symphony of life, where the gentle hum of a bee or the gurgle of a distant stream is a message that a plant can understand and respond to, ensuring its own survival and future. This ability to hear is not like our own hearing. Plants don't process sounds with a brain or interpret them as words or music. Instead, they feel the physical vibrations that sounds create. Imagine standing next to a very large speaker. You can feel the thumping bass in your chest. Plants are exquisitely sensitive to these vibrations, which travel through the air, the soil, and even through water. These subtle movements can trigger responses inside the plant's cells, telling it something important about the world nearby. This silent language of vibrations allows the plant to find what it needs and avoid what might harm it, all without ever taking a single step. Understanding this hidden world changes how we see the greenery around us. Every plant, from the tallest redwood tree to the smallest wildflower, is part of a complex and dynamic ecosystem. They are not merely passive decorations in our world. They are active participants, constantly gathering information and making decisions. They are listening for water, for pollinators, and perhaps for the telltale munching sounds of a hungry caterpillar. This secret life of plants reveals a level of awareness that is both humbling and inspiring, reminding us that there is always more to discover in the natural world, often in the places we least expect to find it. Let us consider the humble pea plant. Like all living things, it has one fundamental need that governs its existence: the need for water. Without it, the plant cannot grow. It cannot produce the peas that we eat, and it will ultimately wither. But how does a plant, rooted firmly in one spot, find this essential resource, especially when it is hidden underground? It cannot simply get up and walk towards a river. Instead, it uses a remarkable sense, one that allows it to listen for the sound of water. This is a crucial survival skill, a clever trick developed over countless generations to ensure it can quench its thirst. Scientists have conducted fascinating experiments to explore this very idea. They placed pea plants in containers shaped like a Y, with a different choice at the end of each branching path. In one direction, they played a recording of the sound of running water, while the other direction remained silent. The results were quite astonishing. Time and time again, the pea plant's roots would grow preferentially towards the source of the sound. It was as if the plant could hear the gurgling promise of moisture and was directing its energy to grow in that direction, searching for the life-sustaining liquid it so desperately needed. This behavior makes perfect sense from the plant's perspective. The sound of moving water, whether it's a flowing stream or moisture trickling through the soil, is a reliable indicator that water is present. By growing its roots towards these sounds, the plant increases its chances of finding water much more efficiently than if it were to grow its roots randomly in all directions. This saves the plant precious energy, which it can then use for other important tasks, such as growing leaves to capture sunlight or producing flowers to reproduce. It is a wonderfully efficient strategy, guided by the subtle vibrations traveling through the soil. What is truly remarkable is the plant's ability to distinguish between sounds. In these experiments, the plants didn't just grow towards any noise. They specifically grew towards the frequencies associated with moving water. When other sounds were played, the roots did not show the same response. This tells us that the plant isn't just reacting to any vibration, it is finely tuned to the specific acoustic signature of its most vital resource. This is not just a simple reaction, but a sophisticated and targeted behavior, demonstrating a level of sensory perception in the plant world that continues to surprise and fascinate us. Now let us turn our attention from the ground below to the air above, where another secret conversation is taking place. This one is between a flower and its most important partner, the bee. For many plants, bees are essential for pollination. As a bee travels from flower to flower, it carries pollen, which allows the plants to produce seeds and create the next generation. To attract these vital visitors, flowers produce a sugary liquid called nectar, a delicious reward for the bee's hard work. But making nectar requires a lot of energy, so a plant must be careful not to waste it. A flower faces a dilemma. If it produces nectar all day long, the sweet liquid could evaporate in the sun or be stolen by ants, long before a bee arrives. On the other hand, if it doesn't have nectar ready when a bee does visit, the bee will fly away to find a more rewarding flower, and the opportunity for pollination will be lost. The solution, it turns out, is to listen. Recent studies have shown that some flowers, like the evening primrose, can actually hear the buzzing sound of an approaching bee. This sound acts as a dinner bell, signaling that a valuable pollinator is near. Within just a few minutes of hearing the bee's distinct wing beats, the flower begins to produce more nectar, making it sweeter and more abundant. The flower is essentially preparing a fresh, enticing meal specifically for its incoming guest. The vibrations from the bee's buzzing wings, which are in a specific frequency range, travel through the air and are picked up by the flower's petals, which act like tiny, delicate ears. This triggers a rapid response inside the plant, a chemical process that sweetens the nectar just in time for the bee's arrival. It is a perfectly timed welcome. This incredible ability gives the plant a significant advantage. By producing its most valuable nectar only when a pollinator is present, the plant conserves its energy and resources. It ensures that its sweet reward is given directly to the creature that will help it reproduce. This relationship is a beautiful example of coevolution, where two different species have developed in response to one another. The bee gets a reliable food source and the flower gets a reliable pollinator. This intricate dance, all cued by the simple sound of a buzz, is a testament to the wonderfully complex and interconnected systems that exist throughout the natural world. The ability of plants to respond to sounds is not just a curious novelty, it is a fundamental aspect of their survival. In a world where they are fixed in place, plants must use every tool at their disposal to navigate the challenges of their environment. Hearing, or more accurately, sensing vibrations, provides them with critical information that they would otherwise miss. It allows them to find resources that are essential for life, such as the pea plant's search for water. By detecting the sound of a hidden stream, the plant can direct its growth efficiently, ensuring it doesn't waste energy growing roots in dry, barren soil. This makes the difference between thriving and perishing. This sensory skill is also vital for reproduction, which is the ultimate goal for any living organism. As we saw with the flower and the bee, listening for a pollinator's approach allows the plant to offer its reward at the most opportune moment. This increases the chances of successful pollination, ensuring that the plant can create seeds and pass its genes on to the next generation. It's a highly strategic use of resources. Instead of maintaining a costly supply of nectar at all times, the plant acts like a smart restaurant, preparing its best dish only when a valued customer is about to walk through the door. Furthermore, this acoustic awareness may also play a role in defense. Some studies suggest that plants can hear the chewing sounds made by insects like caterpillars. When they detect these specific vibrations, they can trigger their internal defense mechanisms, such as producing chemicals that make their leaves taste bitter or even toxic. This can deter the predator, saving the plant from being eaten. It's a sophisticated alarm system. By listening for danger, the plant can prepare its defenses before too much damage is done, giving it a fighting chance against the many creatures that see it as a meal. In conclusion, the world of plants is far richer and more complex than it appears on the surface. They are not passive organisms, but dynamic beings, finely tuned to the rhythms and sounds of their environment. Their ability to listen to the world, for water, for friends, and for foes, is a profound reminder of the intelligence inherent in nature. It shows us that awareness and communication are not limited to the animal kingdom. The silent symphony of the plant world is playing all around us, a constant conversation of vibrations that shapes life on our planet. It encourages us to look closer and to listen more carefully to the extraordinary stories that nature is always waiting to tell us.